looks like we have Bones and Tubbs Show calling from Ohio. Bones and Tubbs Show, you are live. Bones and Tubbs, you're live.
Hey, can you hear me, Mark?
Hey, how are you doing? And now, you are talking about the Anons. Let's just go by Anons. We all know what letter it is. Just because they are actually being taken off right now as we speak off of platforms. So,
right.
Go ahead, Bones and Tubbs. Why don't you spit out what your opinion is here, and I'll pull up a link.
Well, first of all, it's really nice to talk to you. I told Dak the same thing. It's nice to put conversation to the countless hours of shows we watch. You guys do a great thing. We love it.
Oh, thanks.
The best friend of mine have really taken a lot of inspiration from your show. We started our own podcast, and on today's episode, we were talking about the possibility that the Anon movement might be the next Fantastic Freddy, in the way that they've used Fantastic Freddy's in the past to garner popular support in order to bring in something that we would normally not want, i.e. like a technocratic takeover. So, as a thought exercise, maybe the people that are in control, i.e. the technocrats that are now starting to show their faces, either helped or allowed and watched silently for these, let's just call them child snippers, to get into power, and then pull the rug out from under them, let us all see them through dumps via the Anon movement, and then everybody gets upset, like, yeah, we got to get these people out of here. So then they bring them out. They may or may not have a 3-day of darkness period where they show all their crimes and their confessions. We all support them moving out, and then we're like, hey, great, what do we replace it with? Oh, we have a technocratic one world order.
Well, as far as that goes, I'm sure there are going to be people that agree with you and people that say don't even question it. I don't think that it's right to not question things, and all things, especially things where you don't know who started it, this and that. I believe that there are people that have made their entire career on YouTube surrounding it, and I would think that, they would be the first ones who would want to address any kind of questions like that they could. But I know I know some of my friends have covered it, and one thing that I don't think that they're even able to do, and I don't think they'll admit it, is they can't question it. If they question it, it's like suicide.
Right. There's a huge thing inside of their movement that is disinformation is key, and that's all you see all the time. We've been getting things on our Instagram and on our Twitter about different Anon posts where they say, like, oh, something's going to happen Sunday or Monday, this or that's going to happen. Well, then it doesn't happen, and they have plausible deniability to say, hey, we told you that disinformation was key, so here we are. You can't ever question the actions of the movement because they told you up front, like, hey, we're going to lie to you. Why would you have to lie if you were a white hat movement, is my question.
Well, again, I think that it's confirmation bias too. Some people took the disinformation is key literally, and then some people took it backwards, and then some people took it another way. So when there are mistakes, yes, they can go, no, but remember they said disinformation is key, and that's what you see posted if there's ever, like, what some people call a mistake. But it's so vague that's actually, it's pretty rare that happens. But here's the thing with the Anon movement, the people in it are really what matters. It's not so much the posts. I see more people that are involved with it, that claim that they are it, that are actually doing all the digging. The posts will start people off on it. I get what you're saying, but I don't think anybody's on the same page in that movement. And I hate to say that, but I think everybody's their own researcher in that. You know what I mean?
Yeah, no, absolutely. I don't think that the people are to blame. I think that they manage, if it is a psyop, like I'm saying, it's a thought exercise. I don't know for sure, as I'm sure no one does, but if it is a psyop, they managed to pull the best of the best. You know, there are a lot of people that love the country, that love their people, that are all about getting out of the left-right paradigm, that just want to fix the problems. You know, and you can't blame them for that. That's just it's a moral issue, and I think that's great.
Well, and
but I just want them to be cautious.
one thing that really pulled my strings was that Michael Flynn was saying the slogans. That you've got now all of a sudden you've got people that are actually in the White House doing it. Before it was like, oh, they claim to be somebody who's been in the White House. Then all of a sudden you've actually got people that have been in the White House next to the president actually quoting it and going by it. So that's enough confirmation
Right.
that this is at least some sort of military something. If it's not a psyop, it is military White Hats. It's got to be one or the other, because now we've got confirmation that somebody in the White House is connected with the Anon movement, at the very least.
Absolutely.
Or they picked it up to use it, never get a good crisis go to waste, or never let a good psyop go to waste. So, again, I'll leave that open for people to think about it. It's open mind. It's a thought exercise. I love how you put that. Well, Bones and Tubbs, I hope that a lot of people share you out. And again, if you're positive and if you guys like content where you're talking about this kind of stuff and questioning things, you might want to go check out Bones and Tubbs show. Is there one more thing you want to say before you go?
I appreciate the shout out, man. I really do. We've been doing this for a while, and it's like we've heard you guys talk about before. It's hard to hit that 1,000 follower barrier. We're at like 576 right now. But the one thing I do want to add, I think it's important, regardless of where you fall on the political spectrum, to look into the left-right paradigm. They're using this as a tool of division. We all need to come together and realize what the problem is. You know, there's a problem, or multiple problems that we can all solve together. We shouldn't be put into boxes to fight each other.
Exactly. That's why we try to keep this as a neutral space as much as we can. We all have opinions, and we're all going to have arguments. Well, Bones and Tubbs, I appreciate you, and thank you so much for calling in. And again, have a good night. I hope that a lot of Foogle family loved your call, and that you are prosperous from here on out.
Thank you. Take care, and congratulations on the new edition.
Thank you so much. BonesandTubbs.com, Bones and Tubbs Show on YouTube. If you guys want to check it out, feel free to go head over. And then